Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 15 worst selling SUVs in America right now. Number 15, Chevrolet Equinox. The Chevrolet Equinox has suffered a massive collapse in market share, moving roughly 9,500 units in the first quarter of 2026, a brutal 28% drop compared to last year. While competitors like the Honda CR-V are evolving, the gasoline Equinox feels like a relic, powered by a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine that produces a weak 175 horsepower. This setup is fundamentally inadequate for moving a 2-ton SUV with the confidence American drivers expect on high-speed interstates, especially when merging or passing. Consumer Reports has been vocal about the Equinox's unrefined transmission, which frequently hunts for gears, creating a jerky experience in stop-and-go traffic that feels more like a budget commuter than a modern family hauler. Maintenance is becoming a financial trap, as early 2026 data indicates a high frequency of electronic sensor failures and fuel injector issues appearing well before the 50,000-mile mark. Furthermore, even the electric variant is struggling, with owners reporting charging speeds that hover between 30 and 90 kilowatts instead of the advertised 150, leading to hours of frustration at the plug. Buying an Equinox right now is a poor financial move, as it loses resale value faster than almost any other vehicle in its class, leaving you with a depreciating asset that the used market simply doesn't want when the time comes to trade in. Number 14, Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass is in the middle of a full-blown sales crisis, with total deliveries down roughly 35% as buyers reject its inflated price tag and poor reliability record. Starting at nearly $28,000, it is far too expensive for a vehicle that J.D. Power recently hit with a mediocre reliability score of 68 out of 100. The American audience has finally realized that a Jeep badge doesn't justify frequent transmission overheating and electrical gremlins that cause the infotainment to freeze or reset mid-drive. While the exterior looks rugged, the internals are notoriously fragile. The AWD system is known for disengaging under heavy stress to protect its own sensors from melting, leaving drivers stranded in the very snow they bought a Jeep to handle. This has led to a massive inventory surplus, with dealers forced to offer over $5,000 in incentives just to move units that have been sitting on lots for 6 months. Owners frequently complain about water leaks through the cabin and a persistent limp mode triggered by faulty sensors that mechanics often struggle to diagnose. The engine itself feels buzzy and unrefined, lacking the torque necessary for confident highway merging. Selecting this Jeep is a gamble with your hard-earned dollars, as you are paying premium prices for a vehicle that consistently ranks at the absolute bottom for long-term mechanical survival and daily dependability. Number 13, Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos has become the black sheep of the subcompact segment, with sales numbers struggling to reach even 12,000 units per quarter in 2026. Nobody wants this SUV because it uses a stuttering 7-speed dual-clutch transmission that makes pulling into traffic a jerky, terrifying experience. Consumer Reports has placed the Taos on its avoid list due to a high rate of head gasket failures and early-onset oil leaks that can cost thousands once the short warranty expires. U.S. buyers are also reporting that the braking system wears through pads and rotors in under 20,000 miles, a maintenance cost that is nearly double the industry average for this class. While it offers a European driving feel, the mechanical fragility makes it a terrible financial choice for anyone looking for a dependable daily driver that won't leave them with a 4-figure repair bill. Dealer lots are currently overflowing with inventory because the American public has lost faith in the Taos's ability to reach the 100,000-mile mark without a major powertrain overhaul. Common issues with the fuel pump and sudden power loss have turned many former enthusiasts into vocal critics on social media. The car's stop-start system is also notoriously aggressive, causing a delay in acceleration that many find dangerous at busy intersections. Buying this Volkswagen is a strategic error, as the high maintenance costs and poor reliability will likely bleed your bank account dry long before the loan is ever paid off. Number 12. Audi Q5. The Audi Q5, once a dominant luxury leader, saw its Q1 sales crater to just 10,100 units, a 26% decline that proves buyers are shifting toward BMW and Lexus in massive numbers. Starting at $46,000, the Q5 is now viewed as an overpriced liability due to its failure-prone air suspension and cooling systems. Consumer Reports notes that the 2026 model still suffers from the water pump failures and high oil consumption that have haunted the brand for years. These flaws turn a premium driving experience into a source of constant financial anxiety, especially since out-of-warranty repairs for these systems often exceed $3,000 per visit. Furthermore, the Q5's resale value has tanked in 2026, as the market is flooded with units that owners are desperate to unload before major 60,000-mile service milestones hit. American luxury buyers are demanding more than just a badge. They want a vehicle that isn't a permanent resident of the dealership service bay. This Audi has become a status symbol for poor financial planning, offering a fragile platform that requires deep pockets just to keep it operational once the factory warranty expires. Number 11. Infiniti QX55. The Infiniti QX55 is essentially a dead car walking, with market presence so low that the brand has already signaled the end of its production cycle. American buyers are walking away in droves because the QX55 utilizes a variable compression turbocharged engine that is a nightmare of mechanical complexity and unproven long-term reliability. Consumer Reports has criticized its lack of refinement and a CVT transmission that feels rubbery, disconnected, and completely at odds with the performance image Infiniti tries to project. At a $50,000 price point, it is a catastrophic financial move. Resale value is predicted to crater by 60% in the first 3 years alone. Owners have reported alarming issues including glitchy screens and electronic steering racks that feel erratic at highway speeds, making the vehicle feel fundamentally unsafe. The coupe styling also compromises utility, giving you the footprint of an SUV with the storage space of a small sedan, a trade-off that few Americans find logical. Infiniti's dwindling dealer network in the USA also means that finding competent service for such a complex engine is becoming increasingly difficult and expensive. Purchasing this Infiniti is a guaranteed way to lose $30,000 in equity almost immediately, making it one of the worst financial decisions in the current American SUV market. Number 10. BMW X2. The BMW X2 has failed to capture the U.S. market, moving fewer than 3,000 units last quarter as buyers reject its $54,000 asking price for what is essentially a lifted hatchback. While it wears a premium badge, it is built on a front-wheel drive platform that lacks the mechanical balance and legendary durability of the larger BMW SUVs like the X5. Consumer Reports has noted that the X2 suffers from premature tire wear and expensive brake system failures that can cost over $2,000 to rectify. Buyers are instead choosing the larger X3 or the Tesla Model Y, which offers significantly more space and lower operating costs for similar dollars. The X2's high-strung engine requires meticulous maintenance with expensive synthetic oils, yet it still suffers from coolant leaks and sensor glitches that trigger limp mode without any prior warning. The ride quality is notoriously harsh, especially on the 19-inch wheels, transmitting every imperfection in the pavement directly to the passengers. Furthermore, the lack of basic features like a spare tire or a physical owner's manual has frustrated U.S. buyers who expect more for their dollar. Selecting this BMW is a move for those who value the badge over the build, as you are paying a massive premium for a subcompact vehicle plagued by high maintenance costs and a harsh, unrefined ride. Number 9. Lincoln Navigator. The Lincoln Navigator is struggling to stay relevant against the Cadillac Escalade, with sales dropping 20% as buyers reject its aging platform and frequent reliability issues. Starting at $92,000, it is a massive financial commitment marred by frequent failures in the electronic air suspension and the twin-turbo V6 engine. Consumer Reports has highlighted that the interior tech is prone to blacking out, and a recent major recall for driver seats that move unintentionally has further damaged buyer confidence. For the American buyer, the Navigator has become a symbol of luxury that simply doesn't hold its value, with recent models losing nearly $40,000 in equity in just 2 years. While it remains comfortable on a test drive, the long-term maintenance on its complex 4WD system and active noise cancellation is a constant drain on the owner's bank account. Rising insurance premiums for these oversized vehicles have further dampened sales, as buyers pivot toward more efficient and reliable Japanese full-size alternatives. The fuel economy is also abysmal, often averaging less than 15 miles per gallon in city driving, which is a major deterrent in the current economy. Owning this Lincoln is a high-stakes gamble with your net worth, as massive depreciation and frequent service visits make it one of the most expensive vehicles to own over a 5-year period. Number 8. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross is essentially invisible in America, with sales figures so low they barely register in the top 50 SUVs sold today. Nobody wants this SUV because it uses a weak 1.5-liter engine and a CVT transmission that is widely regarded as one of the least durable in the industry. Consumer Reports consistently ranks it at the bottom for owner satisfaction, citing a noisy cabin and a drivetrain that struggles to maintain highway speeds on inclines. Starting at $26,000, it may seem like a bargain, but the cost of ownership is high due to a total lack of resale value. You'll be lucky to get 30% of your money back after 5 years. With Mitsubishi's shrinking dealer network in the USA, getting parts is becoming a logistical nightmare, often leaving owners stranded for weeks waiting for simple repairs. The exterior styling is polarizing, and the lack of modern safety tech like standard adaptive cruise control makes it an easy pass for savvy buyers. The warranty may be long, but it is of little comfort when the nearest authorized repair facility is 100 miles away. Furthermore, the build quality feels flimsy, with many owners reporting rattles and loose trim pieces before the vehicle hits its first 10,000 miles. Buying this Mitsubishi is a dead-end investment, leaving you with an underpowered, unreliable vehicle that has virtually zero equity when you finally decide to trade it in for something better. Number 7. Hyundai Santa Fe. The Hyundai Santa Fe has seen a shocking sales decline, largely due to major mechanical recalls and a transmission fiasco that has spooked the U.S. audience. Hyundai was forced to drop its troubled dual-clutch transmission after a massive recall involving thousands of units with a nearly 100% defect rate, switching back to a traditional automatic to stem the bleeding. Consumer Reports has documented numerous cases where software errors caused the entire instrument panel display to fail, leaving drivers without a speedometer mid-drive. Despite the $34,000 price tag, the mechanical uncertainty has caused its resale value to plummet as buyers favor the Toyota Highlander. Issues with seatbelt anchors detaching and engine connecting rod bolts being improperly tightened have further cemented its reputation as a safety risk. Even the hybrid models have been hit with software glitches that disable the regenerative braking system, leading to a wooden and unpredictable pedal feel. The dual-clutch transmission in non-hybrid models has also been criticized for shuddering under load, leading to premature wear on the clutch packs and a general lack of confidence when navigating steep hills or heavy traffic. Owners have reported that the car's blind spot sensors frequently fail in heavy rain, rendering a key safety feature useless when it is needed most. Parking this Hyundai in your driveway is a risky move, as you are buying into a platform that has become synonymous with unplanned service visits and rapid market depreciation. Number 6. Nissan Murano. The Nissan Murano is a fossil in the modern market, with sales continuing to crater as buyers reject its decade-old engine and fragile CVT transmission. It gets terrible fuel economy compared to modern hybrids, and the mechanical reliability of the CVT remains a major point of failure that can cost $5,000 to replace. Consumer Reports rates the Murano as one of the least desirable midsize SUVs, citing a lack of updated tech and a drivetrain that feels sluggish and unrefined. Starting at $38,000, it is an incredibly poor value, especially when you consider it has some of the highest insurance premiums in its class due to a lack of modern safety hardware. Dealers are often forced to offer massive discounts just to move inventory, yet savvy buyers are still staying away in favor of the more modern Honda Passport or Toyota RAV4. Owners complain about the excessive road noise and an infotainment screen that looks like it belongs in the previous decade. The V6 engine, while smooth, is thirsty and lacks the low-end torque found in modern turbocharged or hybrid powertrains. Furthermore, the Murano's cargo space is surprisingly small for its external footprint, making it less practical than compact SUVs that cost $10,000 less. Purchasing this Nissan is like buying a brand new car that is already obsolete, ensuring you are stuck with a vehicle that is expensive to run and even harder to sell. Number 5. Chevrolet Blazer. The Chevrolet Blazer is struggling to find its footing, with sales for the EV variant crashing by over 80% in Q1, moving only 1,077 units. The gasoline version isn't faring much better, as smart buyers avoid it due to a history of transmission failures and leaky AWD systems that require frequent seal replacements. Consumer Reports has given recent models low reliability scores, highlighting that the interior quality feels cheap for the $36,000 price point and that the V6 engine suffers from premature timing chain wear. Furthermore, the brand has been marred by software glitches that cause screens to go black and vehicles to become undrivable, which has destroyed consumer confidence across the lineup. Choosing this Chevy is a move toward mechanical frustration, as you are likely to spend more time in a loaner car than in your own vehicle while the dealer struggles to fix recurring issues. Owners often report that the active safety systems are overly sensitive, slamming on the brakes for shadows or manhole covers. Unlike its rugged namesake, this crossover lacks any real off-road capability, leaving it in a no-man's land of styling over substance. Choosing this Chevy is a move toward mechanical frustration, as you are likely to spend more time in a loaner car than in your own vehicle while the dealer struggles to fix recurring issues. Number 4. Buick Encore. The Buick Encore is a dying breed, with sales dropping to an all-time low as buyers transition to the more modern Encore GX. Nobody wants the standard Encore because it is underpowered and feels dangerously small on U.S. highways filled with massive trucks. Consumer Reports has slammed it for a harsh ride and a turbocharged 3-cylinder engine that lacks the torque to merge safely into traffic. Starting at $24,000, it is technically cheap, but the depreciation is so severe that you will be underwater on your loan almost immediately. Mechanical issues with the turbocharger bearings and the cooling system are common, and the overall build quality feels fragile compared to rivals from Toyota and Honda. Owners also complain about a lack of luxury features, such as the absence of adaptive cruise control or auto hold, which should be standard in the current market. The small tires also wear out at an alarming rate under the vehicle's weight, leading to higher-than-expected maintenance costs for a budget car. The engine's vibration at idle is also a major point of contention, shaking the entire cabin in a way that feels unrefined and cheap. Buying this Buick is a poor financial strategy, as you are trading your hard-earned dollars for a vehicle that feels outdated, underbuilt, and entirely unwanted by the used car market. Number 3. Cadillac Escalade. The Cadillac Escalade has seen a surprising drop in sales, with buyers finally balking at the $100,000 price tag as reliability concerns mount. While it remains a status symbol, Recent models have been hit with reliability complaints regarding 40-inch OLED dashboard screens that are prone to flickering and complete failure, costing nearly $10,000 to replace out of warranty. Consumer Reports notes that the diesel engine option is suffering from complex emission system failures that put the vehicle into limp mode frequently. For the American buyer, the Escalade has become a massive financial liability, with a 5-year cost to own projected at over $118,000. Depreciation alone is expected to swallow $60,000 of equity in just 5 years, leaving owners with a residual value that is a fraction of the original price. The vehicle's sheer size makes it impractical for many urban areas, and the electronic door latches are prone to failing in cold weather, potentially locking owners out of their own luxury transport. Owning this Cadillac is a statement of excess that comes with a heavy mechanical tax, as the vehicle's complexity has finally outpaced its reliability, leading to its current sales slump. Number 2. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer is a sales disaster, with inventory levels sitting at a staggering 200-day supply because nobody wants to pay Range Rover prices for a Jeep with a history of catastrophic failure. Consumer Reports ranks it as one of the least reliable vehicles in America, citing failures in the Hurricane twin-turbo engine and air suspension systems that can leave the vehicle sitting on its bump stops. Resale values have crashed by 40% in the first year alone, making it a financial catastrophe for early adopters. Owners frequently report phantom errors in safety systems that slam on the brakes randomly for no reason, making the vehicle feel like a liability on the road. Maintenance is a financial nightmare. A simple brake job can cost over $2,000, and fuel economy is among the worst in the industry. The American public has realized that paying $90,000 for a Jeep that stays in the shop is a bad deal, leading to massive dealer markdowns that still fail to move the needle. Frequent electrical shorts in the seat adjustment, motors, and sunroof leaks have also been widely reported, suggesting a lack of quality control at the factory level. Placing your capital into this Jeep is a guaranteed way to destroy your net worth, as massive depreciation and legendary unreliability make it the ultimate money pit of the current market. Number 1. Honda Prologue. The Honda Prologue has seen its sales crater by over 65%, moving barely 1,500 units as buyers reject this General Motors-built EV wearing a Honda badge. Since federal tax credits expired, nobody wants to pay the $50,000 asking price for a vehicle that lacks the soul and reliability of a real Honda. Consumer Reports has highlighted a litany of software glitches, including black screens and high-voltage battery shutdowns inherited from the GM Ultium hardware. Common problems include clicking front axles and overly sensitive driver assist systems that break when nothing is there. The Prologue represents a massive risk for the American buyer because it is a bastard child of two different engineering philosophies, leading to a vehicle that technicians from both brands struggle to fix. Resale values are plummeting as the market is flooded with low-mileage units that owners are desperate to unload before the next software bug leaves them stranded. Unlike true Hondas, the build quality feels inconsistent, with misaligned panels and interior rattles being common complaints. Choosing this Honda is a move you will regret almost immediately, as plummeting resale value and constant software headaches make it the absolute most avoided SUV in America today. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.